This one I would say is aimed more at the people responsible for setting up your golf course, maybe the greenkeepers or the committees. And obviously we all like the game to be a challenge, that's fair enough. But perhaps there is a case now for taking one or two steps to maybe make the course setup a little bit more playable for more golfers. So for example, does the rough have to be quite as long? Does the long stuff have to be so close to the playing lines? Could we perhaps have the longer stuff further away where fewer balls are going to find it? Because we all like the challenge, but we also all like to get round with the same ball we started with and not spend hours while we're out there looking for golf balls. Then we're onto the greens, and there's an ever more pressing demand these days, it would seem, to have faster green speeds, but that's not always such a good thing. If that's combined with some of the tougher pin positions on the green, then you're looking at more time spent putting and chipping around the green. So I think some clubs have a tendency to perhaps forget the age-old thing of 6 medium, 6 easy and 6 tough pin positions. This green here, for example, if the pin is just beyond this bunker, rather than in the middle of the green where it is, you're probably going to have more people attacking it, ending up in this bunker, perhaps leaving it in the bunker a couple of times, maybe thinning it through the back, and therefore taking more time to complete a hole than they would have done if the pin position had been slightly less demanding. When we're setting the tee positions, maybe it's a good idea to remember that most golfers who play the game hit the ball left to right, either with a cut or a slice. So if you have the tees too far left, players may well clip the trees close to the tee or have to aim so far right they end up pushing it into the right-hand rough. More central tee positions often a good idea. Then there's the trees and what the rough is like underneath those trees. You're in the trees, that's probably penalty enough, so do you really need to run the risk of then not finding your ball because there's also heavy rough under the trees? We think there's a pretty strong case for thinning the rough out under the trees, so your penalty is having to chip back out rather than possibly also losing your ball and maybe even having to head back to the tee because you didn't play a provisional, not realising how thick the rough was down there. Now don't get me wrong, we all play the game for that element of challenge and we don't want everything to be easy, do we? But maybe the time has come for perhaps a slightly more lenient balance in the way the course is set up to encourage playability and to help us all get round just that little bit quicker.